Hey YouTubers, it's me, Monkey Chicken here, helping all your gaming comments out there. Well anyways guys, the topic of today's video is Xbox and PS4 talk, or Xbox One, whatever you guys want to call it. With that, let's go ahead and begin. Okay guys, so what I really want to talk about is the consoles themselves now, because a lot of people were saying previously in my other video that immediately I talked about the equipment or the extras that are coming with the games and not so much the actual systems themselves in my opinion on it. So I figured, why not, I'll go ahead and talk about it. It's not like it's anything special. So let's go ahead and start with the Xbox One. And this is one of the bigger things that I wanted to cover and was kind of requested, is the used games. And if you guys don't know, basically there was a rumor for both the PS4 and the Xbox One that they were no longer going to have the used games, that it was going to be permanently tied to your account, and that you're no longer going to be able to, sell it to your friend or allow your friend to play it or sell it to GameStop or anything like that. If you can imagine, it would almost be like buying a Battlefield game and that online pass or whatever the hell they call it nowadays, and you're not allowed to play online unless you have the code, so you pretty much always had to buy it new or you spend $10 and buy the code. That's pretty much what they were saying, that's what they were going to do, is that they were going to have to, buy the code in order to sell it to someone else. And now it's been kind of confirmed that that's not what's going to happen, but everyone has been kind of dancing around the fact of whether or not it is, what kind of form that it's going to happen. It's been confirmed that that specific thing is not going to happen, but it hasn't been confirmed that a system, something like that, won't exist. So it's kind of one of those weird things. Basically, so far, what the common consensual conception is that basically that you're going to go ahead and have the game linked to your account. So what a lot of people are saying, and the way they're phrasing it, is that yes, you can play it on your game, and you can go over to your buddy's house and play on his Xbox and play the game, but more than likely you're going to have to sign it to your account on his Xbox. And it's going to be removed from your Xbox and moved over to his Xbox, and vice versa when you start switching it around. So people aren't too sure exactly what they're doing, because they're dancing around it way too much. And that's all I can really say. I'm sorry, I don't have more. People are just dancing. They're doing the lawyer talk where, well, we didn't say this, but we're doing this. It's one of those really annoying things. So I'm going to go and move on. Next is always online. And a lot of people are always on. And a lot of people are excited for the always on feature, to where, you just snap your fingers and, the PlayStation comes on, or you say Xbox on and the Xbox powers on. Like, a lot of people are excited for that feature. But the always online feature was the controversy of the freaking century after the games, is that you would always have to be online in order to play, multiplayer games, or whether for you to play the storyline games. But what they've decided to change it to is to always online every 24 hours. And that's like to prevent piracy and all this other kind of yada yada stuff, which is fine with me. Because if it was an always online thing, you always had to be online, every single time you turn on the freaking thing. I can see how that could be an annoyance, because my connection drops all the time, and it really does suck. That if, I was playing, Skyrim, and I was in this epic, battle, and then all of a sudden, boo, it just powers off and it leaves me. That would absolutely blow. So I'm glad that they're getting rid of that. The once every 24 hours, it's fine with me, because, when I first turned on my PlayStation 3 in, the morning, I turned it on, check my messages, do whatever, it could run a little backup system check to see if it's on, but I'm talking as if my PlayStation is going to be an Xbox anyways. So that, I'm okay with. Next, the camera. Apparently on the Xbox, the camera always has to be connected for it to work. And what I'm assuming this is because they were so fascinated that they got all the camera work and that they could do all this crazy stuff, so that now your remote is now your hands. And that's why I'm assuming that they want it to be that way, is because they want you to say Xbox on. They want you to move your hands to control the device. This way, when you're using, you're like, wow, this is next generation stuff. But I could see that as being an annoyance too, because always having the camera on, I'm like, For me personally, when I record or whenever I do my face cam, whenever I'm not having face cam on, I always have a little piece of cloth over my camera, because it feels weird to have a camera on me 24/7, even if I'm not using it. And to force people who don't want to use the camera, who don't care about Kinect, who don't care about Xbox Sports or whatever the hell they call it as, that's a little something. That's something that I do not like. I don't want to always have to have a camera on me at 24/7. That's a little weird. But other people may feel differently. Me, I could see it as their standpoint. They want you to use it because they want you to feel like it's next generation stuff. But for me, I'd rather use the controller itself. Next, Xbox Gold, or whatever you guys call it, whoever, subscribes to me watching this video about Xbox, the premium thing, when you buy your 1 month membership, if it's gold, platinum, or diamond, whatever the hell it is, freaking cards change their stuff all the time. Anyways, a lot of people are saying that you won't be able to use the features of the Xbox without buying the gold. You won't be able to access the internet, you won't be able to access Netflix, you won't be able to access all this stuff because it's kind of all bundled into one, because of the always online thing, because of a lot of these different things. People are thinking that you won't be able to access them because it's an Xbox Gold thing. And me personally, I don't use Xbox. The times that I did buy it, I had it from the 3-month membership that I got from buying the thing. And I'm not too sure exactly how the features work nowadays, because when I bought my system, Netflix wasn't even really there. So I'm not too sure whether or not you need gold now. It's just something that I've been hearing a lot, so I leave it up to you guys to let me know whether or not I'm wrong or right, whether or not you need to have Xbox Premium, whatever it is, to access these features. But I think it would kind of be a lowball move, kind of a scumbag move, in order to say, hey, you want to access the internet that's already included on this feature, you have to pay me first. Like, that's something that, I don't know. That's something, for something that they're wanting you to control your living room, for something where you go, TV, and then you watch TV, you have to have the Xbox Gold membership for that? I don't like that. I think that's a little scumbaggy. Let's go and talk about the PS3 quickly. A lot of people have been saying that, the PS3 is going to have better graphics, but if you think about it, guys, for the cross AAA games, it's not going to have better graphics. Pretty much everything is going to be the same. On the solo games, they might have better graphics. That's something that's cool, but for AAA games, it's not going to have better graphics than the Xbox, or PC will probably have better graphics, because, they can just upgrade their stuff and then set everything to max. But anyways, let's go to move on to the second CPU. A lot of people have been talking about this. If you guys watch Woody's Gamertag at all, he's talked about the backup CPU. And what I imagine this as is not something that overpowers the Xbox because it has 2 CPUs. But what I imagine is that's the thing that keeps your PS3 always on. If you guys don't know, your PS3 doesn't power off completely. What it does do is go into like a sleep mode. So that's what I imagine the backup CPU is. It's also running when they're not checking your friends are online, checking your messages, that kind of stuff. It's a pretty cool thing, but I don't think it makes it way better than the Xbox. Next, let's talk about the last 2 things. The Blu-ray and the HDMI. If you guys don't know, Xbox right now is running like HD discs, and they only hold like 10 gigs of memory, whereas the Blu-ray holds 25. And this is just amazing. Do you realize, guys, how much more they're going to be able to add to games? I'm excited for the Blu-ray. But the HDMI output for the Xbox is now going to be also on the PS3 and stuff. And if you guys don't know, pretty much right now as it sits, there's like these HDMI coatings to where you're not allowed to like copy Netflix movies. That's why you can't do that. But with the new systems coming out, they're thinking about doing it, putting the protection on everyone, and I'm scared of whether or not, they're going to put the protection everywhere. Hopefully not. But with that, guys, I think I'm going to end the video there. I hope you guys all enjoyed it. So, I'm looking at you. That's all I really got. Peace, guys.